Hey guys, Hobo Yeti here. How's it going? Just another day in the life for me. It did get actually pretty cold last night. I've got one sleeping bag on top of this. I don't know, I'm wondering if I could find a way to because I don't want to just put a blanket on the front. I would like to have it like maybe a door here somehow with this. But, the condensation wars have begun because even though this has been fine, the outer tent, there's this sleeping bag here was touching the bottom back and it got pretty wet just from being close to it. So I moved the tent up further to be more in the middle of the bigger tent, right? And so we'll see how that goes. The leaves are about halfway down, or halfway through, the fall season where they're falling to the ground. Probably another 2 weeks before they're all down. I did get some spray paint, so I'm going to try to camouflage the tarp outside a little bit, maybe create some berms, but it's been raining a lot, so tomorrow is my day to do that because it's not going to be raining tomorrow, so that'll be good. Thanks for everybody who donated to help me out with getting some gear and stuff like that. It's very appreciative, very helpful. And I've got a video. This is a 2-for-1, sort of a FaceTime video, right? And then I'm gonna tack on to it my I'm redoing a lot of my content that I did, I don't know, last year or 2 years ago. And more of my humorous sort of vibe, because I'm actually coming up dry. I was on like a peak of the muses were inspiring me to do all kinds of different kind of content. And I was able to do that, and I was excited. And then just one day it hit, and suddenly I was just like off the top of the peak. Someone pushed me off or something, and so I'm just not feeling very inspired right now to come up with new content. I have I have some older content and some scripts I've already done that I'm going to include in this next month or so. I know I said I was going to post every Thursday. I'm still going to try to do that. It's just honestly no plan survives the first battle with the enemy, and that's what it is. It's like I was watching I don't really watch YouTube videos overall, but every now and again I'll find myself a lot of you guys, you guys will subscribe to my channel and I'll subscribe back. But I've got like 14,000 subscribers, so that's a lot of subscriptions. But whatever comes up top, that's what I read mostly. And this one guy here, he's one of my subscribers. His hashtag is @DeejaLove, DeejaLove. And this guy's had a hard life, and some stuff happened, but he just tries to be super positive, and I also, from an artist perspective, I like how he frames his content, and for some reason the skies are bluer when he does it. I could point up at the sky and it'd just always be a rain cloud, but so I'm just trying to focus on having that kind of courage and that kind of, positivity. He did this one, I think it was called, I didn't realize you could do like a live stream, or podcast sort of thing. I didn't even know that. But I went and there was one called like Trigger Effect, I think it was called, or Trigger or something. And, or maybe that's not even it. But he was just like at a point where he was just so down and like, I tried this, I've tried everything, and I'm just so, my book that I put out there, The Weight of Silence and the Meaning of Salt, that's what I want to try to convey without the frustration. I wanted to convey that, I feel so many of these emotions all the time, and it's not because I haven't tried things. I'm trying things, and I'm trying this and that, and I like how people still reach out to me on my channel without you know, they just comment, well, have you tried getting a job? Have you tried doing this? Have you tried this? Yes, I have Google too. You know what I mean? I have Google too. I can look these things up. I'm a reasonably intelligent guy, and I can, you know, I can find all this stuff, but it's, you know, and, you know, you try all these different things to get out of being homeless. You try this, and that. You try to get a job. You try to do, and it's like a juggling thing of knives, and there's no handles on knives. It's just all knives, right? And you're juggling this crap, and you're getting cut each time, and you know, that's the way I feel a lot of the time. I try not to focus on it. Like I said, I don't really watch YouTube videos all that much. I try to escape, honestly. I do a lot of escapism, movies, shows, podcasts. Sometimes that's a little too real for me sometimes, but you know, other channels, I do research and stuff, but you know, sometimes I feel like, yeah, I've tried all that, you know, I've done this, I've done that, and it's so frustrating, and I think that was the culmination of that video. It was just like, you just get to a point where you've tried it all, and you've tried it again, and you've tried to look at it from a different perspective and try to fix it, and then you're just stuck in this dumpster fire of inability to change anything, you know? And so that's the way I feel now. And a lot of the time, the Wellbutrin, it's kind of going on a downward slope again. I'm at the 300 milligrams, and they say if you get to the 450, like if you add another 150 milligrams, 450, like you have a chance of seizures, which that's not cool. I don't want to do that. But it's like, it seems like my body just acclimates to it somehow. I've gained like a crap load of weight from the Wellbutrin. You're supposed to be able to lose weight on it, right? But I've gained weight, and I can feel it. And, you know, that's disturbing to me. I mean, I still feel like my overall feeling of well-being is there somewhat, you know, so I'm not really willing to give up the Wellbutrin yet, or try, like SSRIs don't really work for me, so, I don't know, I'm kind of, and winter's coming on, and, you know, I feel like I'm prepared this time, provided nobody finds my camp spot, or follows me out here, or tries to kill me, or beat me up, or whatever they're gonna do, you know. I don't like that this campsite is so big, this 10 by 12 feet, 6 foot tall tent, and it just feels very visible to me. Even though I'm inside and I'm in this 4 by 7 tent, which is, you know, once I get it insulated really well and all that, it's just gonna be great, I think. But last night got pretty chilly. And, you know, I've got my 10-degree mummy bag that I kind of drape on top of me or whatever and tuck into the sides. And that works well enough. I like the it's just like Ozark Trail, but it's a mummy bag. I like the sleeping bags. They got a little foot box down at the bottom. It's only 6, I don't know, maybe 8 inches down there, but it's enough. And I just prefer that kind of thing. Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys to maybe, if you're a subscriber and you've been a subscriber for a while, maybe you like the content. I know I'm up in the air with all the different kind of content I do, and I know I lost a lot of subscribers this last week when I posted the EBT / No Kings protest. You know, people are like, you shouldn't make this political, but I feel that if you believe in something like basic human rights, you can't just be silent about it. You have to say something. And even though, you know, I did wrestle with myself about that, because I was like, well, it's, you know, this is how I'm making money and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm also the voice of a community, and I have, you know, initially this whole thing with, you know, the war on terror and the war on the homeless, right? I started that video, I don't know, last year or something, the grants pass and all this stuff, and the executive order and the troops, and that's where it started. It started with the homeless, because they can't defend themselves, and then it moved on to the illegal immigrants and stuff like that, and then it's all this fascist crap going on. And so I guess I'm just like, you know, I just have to be true to myself and since I've had this channel, it's been like a little sandbox of building sandcastles and trying different things here and there. Maybe if I ever create a second channel, I do have a second channel, I just haven't worked on it because I haven't had the this is AI generated channel. I haven't worked on that. Sorry. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I feel, I don't know. Anyway, that's that. But, yeah, so I have there should be a join button somewhere. I don't know if down there, I don't know. But, it's $2 a month, like $1.99 a month. It's a subscription, but it helps me, if I could get enough people to join it. I've only got like 10 people in my members, my folks joining, and I appreciate them. They are great. What do you get when you don't really get much? You get like some icons you can use. You get like a little raccoon face next to your name, and it changes the color the longer you've been here. And then also, if I ever do a live stream again, which I plan on doing soon, you'll be able to post comments and reply to them, whereas everybody else can just watch and they can't actually interact. So, $2, $1.99. I make $1.40 of it, and then after taxes, probably nothing. But it helps me in the short term. So if you guys would join the plan, that would be cool. Also, I've got a book out, The Weight of Silence and the Meaning of Salt. I've gotten limited feedback on it, but about 20 people from the channel have bought it, so I really appreciate that. Thank you for supporting me. People said it's okay, it's good. It's it's kind of dark, but like the DJ Love, like I said, the book is a culmination of all these, some good, but a lot of bad emotions, negative emotions that you have to deal with on a daily basis. And it's not just like you're feeling one way, it's like you feel regret, loss, hope, hopelessness, empty, you feel kindness from others, you feel, it's like all this thrown into a dumpster and lit on fire, and that's what it feels like. And so, but if you ever want to know what, if you have friends or family that are homeless, or you just want to support me, go on to Hobo Road. You can go to the channel, my channel page, and it has the links. Or you can just go to hoboroad.com, and on there it has a link for the book, and that's $9.99. But that's all I've got right now. I am working on trying to come up with a more, that's a little bit more serious than of a book than I'm used to, compared to my content. It's a very serious kind of exercise in despair, really. But maybe my hope is to come up with a good, like, homeless survival 101 guide that's probably next year, maybe spring or summertime, and then that's going to be kind of a funny, humorous, sarcastic, gallows humor sort of thing. And then I also have other things I'm working on, but and I do want to. I've had a couple of people subscribe to my Patreon for, I don't know, a couple of years, and like, I don't provide any extra content. Like, there's no behind the scenes Hobo Road. This is behind the scenes. Everything in the Hobo Road is behind the scenes. So there's no additional content, and a lot of times I struggle with even putting out 1 or 2 videos a week. It's a struggle sometimes. So, but I really appreciate you guys that are the Patreon subscribers. That really helps. I do want to do much more with that. Just because it's a separate platform, and I'm always worried that something's going to happen to this YouTube channel for me speaking out, like about the No Kings protests and stuff like that, and just speaking out against, I think that's a slug on my, oh my gosh, it's a real tiny one, on my tent screen, whatever. Anyway, real tiny and thin, but I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to bring that stuff up. Membership, book, and just thanks, guys, for sticking with me through all this, and hopefully tomorrow's better. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and give you a video about being feral, and hopefully you enjoy it, and take care.
On the Hobo Road, I roam alone. Stars above.
Welcome back, my road-worn witnesses of the in-between, my shadow-chasing students of the strange, my rust-hearted observers of what survives the silence. Hobo Yeti here, still half awake and half wild, pacing the thin border where human ends and animal begins. They say we've gone feral, like it's a sickness to be cured. But truth is, this might be the closest thing to real I've ever been. Comfort makes people forget what they're built for. Out here, the body remembers. The mind stops negotiating with noise. And somewhere between rain and reflection, you realize you don't need to be understood, you just need to endure. 1. Camouflage of the soul. You start hiding things in your camp, your story, your pulse, every movement calculated, every noise suspect. Civilization teaches exposure, the woods teach invisibility. You become background noise by choice, learning to fold yourself into landscapes and crowds alike. The trick isn't disappearing, it's becoming so still the world forgets to notice you. Even inside the city, you wear that same cloak of quiet. No one greets ghosts, no one suspects survival in plain sight. 2. The gospel of routine. Order replaces faith. You pray through habit, tarp folded twice, water jug refilled, socks wrung dry before dusk. Routine isn't boredom, it's armor. It keeps your brain from wandering into panic. Every repeated motion carries memory, how not to die, how to find warmth, how to make morning feel possible again. People call it discipline, but it's closer to devotion. You worship small consistencies because they never lie. They're the only things left that answer when called. 3. Language without witness. Solitude bends your speech. You talk out loud, but not for attention, for calibration. The words bounce off bark and come back truer. Conversations with yourself become council meetings, debates, therapy sessions. You say things you'd never tell another soul because you finally trust the echo. It's not madness, it's practice. When you have no audience, honesty sharpens. You hear who you've become without anyone translating it wrong. 4. The fear of fluorescent light. Walk into a supermarket after months of darkness, and it hits like lightning. The buzz, the brightness, the forced cheer of it all. Your instincts scream retreat. You smile thinly, avoid eye contact, grab what you need, and bolt. Civilization feels staged, too loud, too certain. You realize you've become allergic to ease. It's not social anxiety, it's sensory rebellion. The wild adjusted your thresholds, and there's no turning them back down. 5. Ears of the forgotten. Noise becomes knowledge. You hear the creeks gossip, the shift of branches, the change in wind that means rain before dawn. You could identify an animal by rhythm alone. This isn't magic, it's tuning. When distraction dies, perception wakes. People think you've lost touch. Really, you've gained signal. You hear the planet breathing, and it no longer sounds like background. It sounds like belonging. 6. The overshare instinct. When human contact finally happens, you spill everything. Weeks of silence unload in one burst. Strangers get confessions instead of small talk. It scares them. You regret it instantly. But that's feral communication, and raw, unfiltered, truer than etiquette. You forget the rules of polite exchange. You only remember the need to prove you're still visible, still real. Then you vanish again before the echo of embarrassment catches up. 7. The ritual of retreat. You stop chasing company. You start measuring peace by distance. Crowds drain, silence refills. There's comfort in routine isolation. Your little perimeter of control. You pack camp the same way every morning, as if someone's watching who never is. The rhythm calms you. Civilization says solitude is dangerous. Out here, it's maintenance. People repair their cars. Feral minds repair their calm. 8. Reflections in glass. The mirror starts to look like a stranger's passport photo. Dirt lines, beard stubble, eyes gone animal bright. But you don't flinch. You see truth instead of vanity. Feral isn't failure. It's the version of you, unedited. Civilization filters. Survival reveals. What's left is weatherproof honesty. The face isn't pretty, but it's earned. Every wrinkle a footnote in a manual they'll never print. 9. Ghost town etiquette. In town, you walk soft. No sudden moves. You thank clerks too often. You apologize for existing. That's the feral paradox. You crave interaction, yet distrust it. You pass through streets like wind through alleys. People call you sir without looking.
You leave before they start asking where you live. You learn to haunt without haunting back. 10. The art of staying gone. Going feral isn't losing humanity, it's choosing which parts to keep. You trade comfort for conscience, noise for knowledge, mirrors for moonlight. The world says come back, you say not yet. There's still too much truth in the dirt, too much peace in the unsaid. You didn't quit civilization, you just stopped auditioning for it. So that's the 10, the grand curriculum of going feral. No tuition, no syllabus, just weather and willpower grading on a curve. Maybe you recognize a few of those habits in yourself. The muttering, the routine worship, the sudden allergy to small talk happens to the best of us. Maybe feral isn't an insult at all. Maybe it's the body's way of filing for spiritual bankruptcy and starting fresh. Civilization runs on deadlines and deodorant. Out here, the only clock is daylight, and the only audience is whatever raccoon's judging your posture. If that's regression, I'll take it. You stop worrying about relevance once you've seen how fragile normal really is. In the end, all this isn't madness. It's maintenance. A little dirt, a little distance, and just enough humor to keep from howling at the moon. I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, being feral isn't failure. It's evolution in reverse peace.